So this video is going to be a little different because I am really tired and I've had like 3 days of migraines, so singing isn't really a thing that my brain is ready to do. And, you know, at 4 o'clock last night as I drifted in migraine pain, my brain was like, we should do a story time. We haven't done those in a while. And I was like, yeah! So that's what we're doing now. Anyway, it's been a while since I've done a actual storytime video, and I was like, do I have anything story-worthy to talk about? And then I remembered I had a seizure in Target 2 weeks ago. You read the title. You know that this is what you clicked on. Anyway, so let's just get into it, I guess. My best friend texts me and is like, hey, I know, like, you're going through a lot right now and you're probably really stressed, but if you want to, my friends and I are hanging out, and if you want to come over, that'd be great, but you don't have to, like, don't feel pressured. And I was like, I haven't seen people that aren't my family in months. Yes, I'm coming over. So I do all the things I need to do the day of, and I don't have time to grab food before I go over to her house, so I just grab a cookie and head out the door. Not that she lives far away. She lives like 5 minutes from me. So I walk up to her house and I'm like, this is good, we're good. So I go in and we play games and we have snacks and we're just having a great time. We reorganized all of her stuffed animals. I walked out of it with 2 Minecraft plushies and I'm very happy about that. Yes, I now have 2 Minecraft plushies and they're the lights of my life and I love them dearly. But so then one of our friends says, I need to go out and get some pants, like buy pants from Kohl's. I was like, oh, cool. We could all just tag along and go to Kohl's. So we all head out and we go to Kohl's, and I had peer pressured my best friend into wearing cat ears to the store. But don't worry, she wasn't alone in this because I had stolen her cow ear headband. I had put it on, and then I had, like, another one of our friends was wearing another set of cat ears. So this group of us went out wearing animal ear headbands to the store. So we're walking around Kohl's and we go into the teenage girl section to like judge how see-through clothes are and stuff and touch everything and go, why would they think people would want to wear this? And one of the employees comes up to us and starts talking. Now, this is like really stressful because it's a herd of gay children at the store. Like, we're not great at social interaction. So he comes up to us and he's like, was this planned? And I'm like, it was a dare, but kind of. And he's like, it'd be really funny if like you had all just like shown up, not like known each other and just all shown up with ears. And I was like, yeah, that'd be funny, haha. And I'm like, I don't want to be here. But anyway, after that conversation's over, we're like, okay, we're calm, we're chill. My friend got the pants she needed, so we headed out. And Target is in the same shopping center, so we go over to the Target, except I was trying to convince them to walk, but it's really cold where we live right now. And they're like, no, it's too cold, I don't want to walk. And I was like, okay, fine. So we get in my friend's car, and she's like, I'll just drive us over. But my best friend convinces the driver that it is now a race against the other car of friends, and that we need to be the ones to get to Target first. So me and this girl are sitting in the back seat of a car holding each other's hands for dear life because, good garden seed, we're going to die. Because there was so much illegal stuff as they're just driving this car, and like, we're in a parking lot. And no one's really, like, thinking that a car full of teenagers is going to come barreling through to get to Target as fast as possible. But we were really glad that we didn't hit anyone, and no one hit us, and we didn't die. So that was great. I'm telling you, it would have, like, it's 30 seconds away from the store we were at, and somehow it felt like a lifetime. So anyway, we get to Target, and we go in, and we're walking around, and I'm touching fabrics, and I'm like, I'm kind of dizzy. Why am I dizzy? I didn't eat lunch today. So I was like, okay, it's just low blood sugar. I'll grab a Coke when we leave, maybe some peanut M&Ms, and then we'll head back to my friend's house and we were going to have pizza. So I wasn't super worried about like getting a full meal at that moment. I was like, yeah, this is fine. I'll just grab a Coke and it'll be great. I'll just do it after we do a lap around the store. So we do the world's slowest lap around the store as we have to look at literally everything. Everything. We spent like 5 minutes in the Lego aisle trying to convince one of my friends not to buy the $100 Winnie the Pooh Lego set that there was no way she could put in her dorm, like she doesn't have space for it. So we were like, no, don't do it. She's like, but I really want it. I'm like, we know, but don't do it. So, and then I went over to like the movies section while my friends were looking at video games, I think, and I was like, hey, it was my dad's birthday last week and it kind of got glossed over with the whole funeral thing, so I'm gonna get him some movies for his birthday because we collect Marvel movies and we have a couple gaps from the new ones that came out. So, well, actually, that was my second idea. My first idea was to get him some anime that my brother and him watch together, except I couldn't remember which ones they had seen and which ones they hadn't, and then I just like stressed myself out. So I went with the Marvel movie idea, and I put back the hoodie that I was going to buy because I felt bad buying something for myself, so I bought the movies instead. I grabbed a Coke, we checked out. As we were waiting for 2 more of our friends to check out, I was just still really dizzy, so I sat down at this little wall right before the doors to the store. So security is standing there, there's the carts, and there's this little wall that separates the doors from the store from the Starbucks. And I sit down and I'm just like, I am really dizzy. And then I go catatonic. So now I'm just staring at the floor. And I think my friends were trying to talk to me, but I'm really not sure. So they're like trying to get my attention and I'm just... So then they start to get worried because they've seen me have this problem before. I've done this since middle school. And they've seen this, so they're not worried about my safety, more so worried about how everyone else around us is going to react, because we're out in public. So as they're trying to get my attention, that's when I go rigid, and my head slams back into the wall behind us. And my best friend is like, hey, just put your hand behind her head so that she doesn't hurt herself. And in my head, I'm like... not another concussion. Like, that's the only thought I had in this moment. Because I've already had, like, 4 or 5 concussions, so another one wouldn't be great. So, my friend has her hand behind my head, and I am just shaking. And I can vaguely hear what people are saying. I know that security was asking if they needed to call an ambulance. And that stressed me out really, really bad because I am terrified of ambulances. And my best friend says, no, I think she has like a medical bracelet that says you don't need to call an ambulance, like you shouldn't. And I know that when something's going wrong, I should just show them my medical bracelet. Except I couldn't tell how far away they were having this conversation, so I just took the medical bracelet off and threw it at her. Which isn't what I was supposed to do, but it was the only thing, like, my brain wasn't working super well. I'm having a seizure, so I just throw this bracelet at my friend, and she starts showing the security people that, like, they shouldn't call 911. And then a miracle happens. A girl that used to go to my high school and is friends with my brother noticed that there's this girl having a seizure on the floor, and she's like, wait, I know that girl, I know this situation. So she comes over and just starts handling it. She puts her hand on my knee and she talks me through the seizure and asks the manager to get me some water and gets me to calm down and then calls my brother and my dad and has them come pick me up. And I'm like, what are the odds that she would have been at this Target right when I'm having a seizure? So I know for those of you that know anything about a seizure, talking someone through it isn't going to help. That's because my seizures aren't actually seizures at all. They're not epileptic. They don't function the way seizures would function because they're not. I have something called psychogenic non-epileptic seizures, and what those are is when my body is under extreme stress or is having a problem like low blood sugar or spending 6 hours with people after not spending time with anyone that isn't your parents for several months, my body shuts down. And the way that my body handles it is to have a seizure, which is stupid, but I can't stop it. So it looks just like a seizure would, but the difference is I can hear what's going on around me. So as things are going on and people are talking, I can tell that people are talking and I can hear bits and pieces of their conversations, but I just can't respond. So, like, my friends know that if you put pressure on me, it'll help me focus a little more to try and respond to the things that you're saying, versus if you just yell about ambulances, they know that that's going to stress me out more and possibly make it worse. And I've had seizures at school, at church, but the ones that always scare me are the ones that happen in public because other people don't know what's going on and they get really, really worried. So it was just a miracle that I didn't get put on an ambulance for having a seizure in Target. And since then, I've actually been doing okay, but I am now exhausted because I had another one this week at work. And the way, like, the recovery process for me is I'm just dead for the next day. Like, I just lay down and don't move. And I'm, like, really tired and slow processing because my brain just went through a lot. So, yeah. A couple weeks ago, I had a seizure in Target, and I didn't get put on an ambulance for it. So that's the story time. Alright, so I know story times aren't super common on this channel, but I'm going to start doing them more just because it gives me more time to make sure the songs that I post are perfect. So I think Wednesday uploads will be story times now, and Saturdays will be music. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video or learned something or just think that it was an interesting story, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. If it's red, turn it to gray. I think other than that, that's everything. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. See you later. Love you. Bye!